A community is in shock and a major police investigation underway after 3 people were shot dead on a rural property near the small town of Collinsville. Police are eager to speak to the only survivor who was flown to safety after the tragedy unfolded yesterday morning on a cattle property at Bogey.
An exclusion zone has been established across a vast area of dirt roads and dense bushland as investigators try to piece together what happened. Let's head straight to our reporter Hannah Walsh in Collinsville. Hannah, there's breaking news this morning. What's the latest?
The latest is 3 people are in custody, including the suspected shooter. So police and special forces team were searching throughout the night, early hours this morning, and the latest update is that suspected shooter is in custody. Police are expected to do a stand-up later this morning, so we'll have all those details on, exactly what the charges will be and if he's arrested.
Hannah, that is a massive development this morning. Can you run us through exactly what's known about this incident so far?
It's known that the deceased and that sole survivor that's in hospital in Mackay were actually family. But the why of the shooting, the motive, isn't known at this time. Emergency services were alerted to the shooting at 9 a.m. yesterday morning, but police didn't arrive for several hours because of the remote location of the property. CQ Rescue made it to the scene first and airlifted that man in critical condition with a gunshot wound to the Mackay-based hospital. Today, he's in serious but stable condition, and police are obviously waiting for the appropriate time to question him, as he will be a key witness in the case. An emergency zone was set up at around 11:30. It's known that sole survivor was able to escape, alert authorities, and he was picked up quite some distance from the property, which is no easy feat. We were out on the scene yesterday, and it's a dirt road. The exclusion zone was some 80 kilometres from the main road. It's dense bushland, it's hilly terrain, and there's just very limited reception. We actually ran into a cattle farmer who was mustering his cattle, and he was just shocked at what had happened, and he spoke to the area that it's people living on acreage out there on cattle property, and the exclusion zone actually was to the public and also aviation, which was interesting because, people were mustering cattle in their helicopters. So that just speaks to a bit of the country and the remote location.
It's so challenging. Hannah Walsh, thank you so much for your updates this morning.